Well, welcome everyone. We have finally made it to fall. Leaves are starting to drop, and it's time to start picking them up and adding to our compost pile. Now, I use my leaves for erosion control. I have a steep embankment here that I am attempting to stop soil from eroding when we have hard rains and things like that. And we've added probably about a foot or a foot and a half of soil to this over the past 5 or 6 years. And normally, once we get done piling our leaves up, they're going to be about 5 feet tall here. And you can see what it has composted itself down to. We're probably about a foot off grade now. A really good way to control soil erosion for us, and also it makes excellent weed control. And it's a really nice way to deal with the leaves without having to burn them or anything like that. So we're absolutely utilizing every bit of this. Now, I normally pull the AgriFab yard sweeper with the lawnmower, but today we're going to do it in style. So I really hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. Let's pick up some leaves. And this AgriFab requires very little maintenance. I'm going to show you how to oil the axle for the brushes. And other than that, I want to make sure, specifically dragging behind the Mule here, that the nose of the AgriFab is not dragging in the soil. So make sure that we try to get this as level as we can. And I'm going to set my depth gauge probably down to about 2.5 inches. And I have put this flag on here in order to be able to see it with the mirror inside the cab. So power steering, riding in a comfortable machine, should make this job kind of fun and easy. Well, the first batch delivered, and that worked pretty well. Now, I did make this extended tongue when we pulled the small agricultural trailer behind the Mule. So I extended this out about 24 inches, and I just simply made that out of 2-inch square tubing. And again, I want to make sure that we are dragging this thing pretty level. Now, the max speed that this can be towed at, according to the instructions for the AgriFab, is 6 miles an hour. Now, once a year, I like to take these plastic hubs off and go ahead and oil the gears that's inside here. And I normally just lift this guy up on its side. Let's use a flathead screwdriver to lift these plastic tabs off, and be careful here not to break those guys off there. That way it does stay on your wheel. I'm going to take the wheel off. This is a 14mm bolt, and there is a nut on the bottom side, so you'll need a wrench and a ratchet. This will get us access to the gear inside, and when you remove this, there's a bushing that goes on the bottom side of the frame and fits into the hole. That way our axle bolt stays centered. You'll see it down there. And you can just move this around until this lines up for you. Slide that back on there until we're done. Then we have a steel gear here, and this is what's driving our brushes around. I'm just going to remove that C-clip, slide our gear up, and there's a shear pin right here, and as this thing is tumbling around, it will fall down and lock itself into these gears inside of our drive gear here. So just make sure that that is free traveling, has plenty of oil or grease on it, whatever you choose there. Back around. Now you should be able to roll this backwards or push the unit backwards and these gears not engage and turn the broom. If it's sticking on you and if your broom is sweeping as you're pushing backwards, that's a good indication you may need to put some oil in here. Oop, put a clip back on. Can't forget that little guy. Okay. Hubcap line back up with the clips there. Make sure it snaps in. Okay. So we spin it in reverse. It's not trying to move the brooms. As soon as we go forward, it wants to turn. We're in good shape. We still run one that quick. basket. This is too easy. Well, I can't think of a better way to run the yard sweeper. It tows well behind the mule, and I got my depth set right now, so I'm going to be capable of picking up quite a few leaves here pretty quick. And getting used to the turn radius of the machine, this thing will be able to back up, and I can continue to push leaves back now with the basket as I'm dumping them out. And we'll get them piled up probably 4 or 5 feet tall anyway. And if I need topsoil, I know where to come and find it. Otherwise, I'm going to use the leaves here for erosion control until we need them for something else. Great place to find fishing worms too. And now that I've towed this agrifab first time with the mule here, this would work really well behind a golf cart as well. So it doesn't have to necessarily be a riding lawnmower or zero turn. Find a way to drag this thing around your yard, sweep it up, and you're going to have fun. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.